be Imai Kalani Winchester, and he's going to give the more contemporary history of us as a Lahu celebrating La Ho'iho'ea again. Okay, so the story begins in 1842, well, a little earlier, but anyway, in 1842, Richard Charlton, who was the consul or like the ambassador from Great Britain to Hawaii, had previously been loaned some aina in Honolulu to have a house on. And then as time went by, he began to feel like he should own this aina, but it was only loaned to him by the ali'i. We didn't even have land ownership at that time, really. He refused to obey the law and wouldn't agree, and he just kept trying to insist that he owned the land. He sent for a British warship that was captained by a man named Lord George Paulet, who in the New Pepa is called Lo Keoki. I interpret that as Lo. So Lo Keoki brought his warship to Honolulu and told basically the Mo'i Kamehameha Ikolu that if they didn't agree to give him some kind of title to this land, that he would attack Honolulu with cannons. Like he would basically bomb Honolulu. So there was some negotiations to try to resolve the situation peacefully, but maybe it's kind of similar to what's happening today. The British wanted their way. They wouldn't back down. They couldn't get their way peacefully, and so they threatened major violence against the Aupuni Hawaii at that time. One thing led to another, and Paulette gave a deadline to the Mo'i and said, if you don't give title to Charlton by this time, we will definitely be bombing you tomorrow morning or something like that. So I'm giving you the like real sketchy version, okay? So at that point, Kauikeauli, in a familiar stroke of genius, told Paulette, I'm going to temporarily cede control over the government, cede our air temporarily to avoid any bloodshed. And so at that point, Ualilo kea o ka'aina ya lako. So we lost the air temporarily. At that point then, both Paulette and the Mo'i sent emissaries to Paulette's superior, whose name is Admiral Richard Thomas. Richard Thomas eventually arrived like 5 months later and investigated quickly, determined that this was Heva, and ordered Paulette and Charlton both to knock it off, stand down. On July 31st, 1843, the High Hawaii was raised again. The ea of the aina was returned, that's the word ho'iho'i, on July 31st, 1843. This ceremony took place at a place called Kulaokahua, and afterwards that place was renamed Thomas Square after Admiral Richard Thomas. From that point after 1843 until well into the early 20th century, our Lahui celebrated our first National Independence Day every year on July 31st, and that is called La Ho'iho'ea, and that's why we're having the holiday today. Now I want to turn this over to Imai Kalani Winchester. He has been, I'm not sure the word for it, convening perhaps the celebration of La Ho'iho'ea at Thomas Square for many years. So he's going to then explain the resurgence and the revitalization of La Ho'iho'ia in our contemporary times. Imai.
Eia e na kuo na o hao haloa Ua awa, ua paika, ua tuahine Lino haulua hine atu kumano ai O li au au, o kanaka au au Halei ho olu ili ka hau kani Kania e kale o ho o kuo Nua Hale o ho o na ue Kalamaku kaulana na e kamanau ka aina lo aina ma ili ku kai aina ka ku heva aina tuali aina lo kamaluo ku kanilo ko ku ana ya kelo no ku aina mano kona tu mo wa hunu ya lua ku aina ku halau ku amauliola
First, I want to say mahalo to our Mama Mona for having us here today, for bringing our Lahui and the world together around something very important. I also want to take the time to thank Auntie Pua Kanaka Ole personally, because it was in her class over 20 years ago, somewhat 20 years ago, where I first ascended to the summit of Mauna Kea. And I first met my elemental force, Lili Noi, who covered us completely, and it is a moment that I will never forget. And it is the reason why I brought my children here today. It is the reason why I will bring my students here in the future and continue to stand with you, to stand for what is Pono, and to stand for our Aina. Aloha mai kako. Repeat after me. Ua mau ke ea o ka Aina I ka Pono. One more time, ua mau ke ea o ka Aina I ka Pono. Established July 31st, 1843, the year of our sovereignty, the year that Hawaii became a kingdom, a nation state equal to every European nation state in the world, and it is a day that we must celebrate. Today, July 31st, 176 years ago, Kauikeoli, one of the most important Kamehameha, one of the most important rulers that we all need to learn about, officially received the independence of Hawaii from Admiral Richard Thomas on behalf of the Crown. And like was shared by Kumu Noi Noi, for years and years and years, the national celebration of Hawaiian independence, the national celebration of Hawaiian independence was celebrated throughout the kingdom. And as we know, in 1893, 116 Marines intervened on the independence of our Hawaiian kingdom. And during that time, our queen, Liliuokalani, an astute student of history, need not look very far. So for those of us who ask the question, why Liliu? Why did we not just turn to violence? Why did we stand up for a higher purpose? Why did Liliuokalani exercise kapualoha when 300 Japanese workers walked from Waialua to Iolani Palace with machetes in hand, ready to defend our queen? So to our Japanese brothers and sisters, maybe leave your machetes at home, but we take you over here at the front line. Bring some mantla instead. So as we stand here in Kapualoha over 100 years later, we're reminded of Pono, because Liliuokalani knew about Kala Ho'iho'i Ea. Liliuokalani knew about Kala Ho'iho'i Ea. She celebrated it as a child. just like our children celebrated today. It was a part of her politics. It was a part of her rule, her ea. And she believed in justice. Because of Kala Hoi Hoi Ea, the day that justice was given to the independent nation of Hawaii. She knew this. And this, brothers and sisters, is why Lili'u Kalani chose to stand down. Because of Kala Hoi Hoi Ea. Because our independence cannot be taken by force, by lies, by slander, like we see our state government trying to repeat today. American lives and property in danger. So to the Kioi, here and around the world, it's an important time. This great Julio, this great revolution. The great revolution of our time. This is our Koho'olave. This is our great awakening. And in that great awakening, we understand who we are. We are Hawaiian. Aye? We are Hawaiian. Aye? And as Hawaiians, we need to know where we came from. We need to know our mo'okuauhau, our national genealogy, our international recognition. Then we can better understand who we are today, standing against the looting and pillaging, the illegal occupation, the lies, the deceit that we stand against here today. It just ain't about the 30-meter telescope. It's about Kala Hoi Hoi Ea. It's about justice. It's about doing what is right. And like Lili'u laid the foundations, e oni pa'akako. E oni pa'akako, steadfast to the truth. Steadfast to our identity. Steadfast to our commitments. Steadfast to our kupuna. To our keiki. Which is why we're here today. And for a time, the illegal American occupation attempted to erase our language, our culture, our land base. But they failed. They tried to erase our national identity, but they failed. Because we know who we are. Because we have not forgotten, like Lili'u said, mai poina. And so this is a great time, from the po to the ao, where we go from confusion to clarity of who we are. I was one of 8 individuals 2 weeks ago who chained themselves to that cattle guard. And in those times, I felt this great, overwhelming comfort about what we were doing. And I saw our kupuna, whose name I want to bring to the mauna today, Kekuni Blaisdell. Heyo! Heyo! We saw you, Uncle. We see you. I also want to bring to the mauna, Papa Soli ni Heo. Heyo! Heyo! Your fire is with us, Uncle. Always. And I also saw Puhi Pao, Ahmad. Heyo! Heyo! The eyes are watching. We're the Maka Oka Aina. And we're here to claim what is ours. What has always been ours. And at that moment, while we landed in that cattle grate, not 1 minute later, did we hear over the radio from the officer standing right above us that the extraction van had for some strange reason broken down. Right at Pu'uhuluhulu. Ai, he ho'ailona no. And so thank you, Kupuna, for keeping us safe. Like the Mauna keeps us safe from those hurricanes trying to blow us away. Aole. Our tutu keep us safe. And our tutu kept us safe that day as well. In 1986, a very important man, Dr. Kekuni Blaisdell, began the restoration, the reinstatement the revival of this national holiday that had been attempted to be suppressed, oppressed, and erased. At Thomas Square Park, our first national treasure became a drug den for dog shows for all these rich guys living in Honolulu. And it became reflective of who we have become over this century as Kanaka. Faced with foreign interests. But in 1986, Kekuni Blaisdell, a very famous doctor, began his journey. And some of you in this circle here today are part of that journey as well. And I thank you. And they reestablished at Thomas Square a gathering like this, of Aloha Aina like this, drinking tanoa like the ones I hope to be drinking soon. And they shared the story. They shared their aloha. They shared mele. They shared hula. They gave ha'iolelo. And they raised the High Hawaii for the first time probably since in 1986 on a pole that looks similar to this right here. That's why I'm overcome. I'm overwhelmed with what I see here today. Well, what I've been seeing all over the world. All of our kia'i standing strong, standing together in this great awakening, the great return of our independence. Kava ho'i ho'i ea. For all of our young leaders at the front and all of our kupuna who support, whose power, our wahine, who are unstoppable force. I was there that day. I saw. And to our families who bring our children here to share in all of this aloha, I encourage you to spread the word of Kala Ho'i Ho'i Ea. And today, as you walk past each other out on the street, let's hear a couple. Hey, how oli la Ho'i Ho'i Ea. For 20 years, Kekuni Blaisdell brought all of these Aloha Aina patriots together. And after his 20th year, I was given a great responsibility. Our generation was given a great responsibility, of which I'm the lead guru. And in Honolulu, we aim to cultivate and grow even more the celebration of our independence, the celebration of justice. And in 2005, several years ago, our generation was given that authority, was given that privilege, that burden, that kuleana, to carry it forward. And so throughout the entire month of July, our Independence Month, we attempt to make community engagements and efforts to bring our lahui together stronger. And so I'm very happy, after a full month of over 20 activities, 20 events in Honolulu, celebrating Hawaiian independence, I'm very happy to finish our month and be here on the actual day, July 31st, celebrating Kala Ho'i Ho'i Ea here in the Mauna, here with our kupuna, here in this intergenerational bridge that we all build here today, so that our lahui can live on into the future. So today, I'm gonna leave you with this. In 1843, Ua Mau Ke Ea o Ka'aina was coined. But today, and in many songs that you've heard before, we're gonna change it into an active. It's no longer the sovereignty of the Hawaiian Kingdom is perpetuated through justice, because we don't just live in the past. In fact, we're in the present and in the future already. Like Konani, we got to think several moves ahead. So we plant the seed in the universe, we plant the seed to our keikis, and we pass it forward. Instead of Ua Mau, we change that up to E Mau. So repeat after me. E Mau Ke Ea o Ka'aina I ka Pono. Now say it like you mean it. E Mau Ke Ea o Ka'aina I ka Pono. One more time, nice and strong. E mo, ke ea, o ka aina, I ka pono. Pono will continue to live in our actions. This is our commitment. This is our kawoha. Pono can only be achieved by us. We must act towards our independence. We cannot wait for somebody to give it to us. We must be the force that we created this great city here. We are the force. We are everything we need. We are independence. Our interdependence is our strength. That's how we can stand up. For those of you young guys throughout the different islands, I want to encourage you in your islands, in your communities, to establish a celebration of Hawaiian independence. Kala ho'i ho'i ea. And today, there'll be lots of speakers talking about Hawaiian independence. But I want to encourage you guys, as you're walking by, grabbing food, whatever, if you're on a different island and you're interested in establishing Kala ho'i ho'i ea, then come talk story with me. In fact, I think I'm leading a group discussion in Maukea at 10:45. So if you guys are interested, please come check me out and we can talk story. But let's finish off with this. This is our commitment. And that's what I learned from Papa Kekuni. We need to make commitments, plans of actions. So this is our commitment. E mau, ke ea, o ka aina, I ka pono. Let's say it together. E mau, ke ea, o ka aina, I ka pono. Put your fist up. E mau, ke ea, o ka aina, I ka pono. One more time. E mau, ke ea, o ka aina, I ka pono. Forever and ever. Aloha hui.
Mahalo, mahalo nui I kaika noho I ka manao a kupono. Mahalo ya noi noi lao o I mai. Nui ka ike o ke ia poe ke ia la. Kia manawa e ho maha li li ana kako. Leila e hele mai ana ke kai mau hai o lelo ea e. O kaleikoa ke kai o no eao. No leila. E ho ana nea oko. Just relax, chill out, and then our new speakers will be coming up pretty soon. Mahalo.